we're talking about Kyle Shanahan and Trey Lance today, but it's really more about Kyle Shanahan. Mm-hmm. So let me lead off by saying what he did in the last few days is a debacle. It stinks. It stinks what he did in the last few days. And I would like to get into first a journalism topic, which is not the main topic, but it's just burning me up. The media had Kyle on this Tuesday. Iggy, if I'm wrong, please correct me, for his day to speak in the auditorium. The media asked about his plans for the quarterbacks, and he made it obscure. I listened twice to his comments, Iggy. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And I thought it's because he's inarticulate, which he is. But it was more than that. He was trying to withhold.
Yeah.
The next day, it comes out that Trey Lance is going to be the number 3 quarterback, and we'll get into what that means because it's very pernicious. We'll get into what that means in a minute. It comes out from various reports, and he goes on KNBR to talk about it. Now, look, KNBR is the rights holder for their radio. So he goes on KNBR knowing he won't get any hard questions because they're the rights holder and because I've been told from a reliable source, so I kind of believe it, that the Niners monitor what their people say on KNBR. They don't want them to ask hard questions, and they'll come down on them if they do. Yes, Iggy.
Real quick, I'm pretty sure they get to look at the questions beforehand, and it was a pre-recorded interview. So if he said anything, if something went wrong, if they asked a question that wasn't agreed to, they could say, cut that.
Okay, so he goes on KNBR, and I want to be very clear on this. He had a chance to talk to the media the day before, but he knew there would be pointed questions, as there should be, from Grant, from Manny Mayoko, from others. He's a coward. He didn't do that. He goes on to a friendly space the next day. Plus, he's at practice the next day, but it's not his day to talk. It was Wilks's or somebody else's day to talk.
Chris Forster, the offensive line coach.
Okay, so he that's the second move of cowardice.
Yeah.
Poor Fred Warner has to go out. He's a defensive player, and he's a stand-up guy from everything I know about him, and answer questions about the quarterback. You don't put your player in a position like that. That's
also Javon
Hargrave as well, who's new to the team.
Yeah.
And so that's cowardly move number 3. Number 4, he knows today there's no media because there's a game tomorrow. So he doesn't have to answer jack. Cowardly move number 4. Now, I'm not saying he's a coward. I don't know him. But those are 4 cowardly moves. And that is not something the fan base can be proud of, can admire in him. Iggy, do you agree with me?
Absolutely. I mean, he's not going to talk until 10 o'clock on a Friday night. I mean, that's the definition of burying the news.
Burying the news. Yeah. What a weak thing to do. You know, a coach with courage, with guts, with conviction would be proud of what he did, would want to explain it. Harbaugh, for all of his eccentricities, would want to explain it. Bill Walsh would want to explain it. This guy is hiding under the bed. That's a very bad look for the CEO of a team. He's the CEO, and I think fans they're in Kyle's corner, but I think they're disappointed in him. Now, I am more than disappointed. I want to vomit at how he handled himself. But I think fans are disappointed, and they see, I don't know, I want to say he's acting like a weasel. Now, weasels get bad. The weasel gets a bad name. I don't know why the weasel, but whatever it is about weasels, he's acting like a weasel, Iggy.
Yeah, it's like if you believe in Sam Darnold this much, you should really be proud to say so in a press conference. What are you running from?
Absolutely.
You love Sam Darnold. You think Sam Darnold's a great quarterback. You think he might be the next Steve Young. You think he's a starting. Say so. Don't run from it. It's so weak. It's the weakest thing you could do.
Right. And Iggy, it calls his leadership into question. It calls his judgment into question. And worst of all, it calls his character into question. And you know what? I'm questioning his character. I've never met him. He may be the most delightful person. I don't know, and I don't care. But the way he handled himself here is the way a coward. And you know what? you don't respect a coward.
Yeah. So he's shown a lack of courage. You could call it straight up cowardice, but I think it's more than that. He is the voice and face of a NFL organization. And now you have to wonder, how do we believe a word Kyle Shanahan says from here on out? Because on Tuesday, he'll say one thing, and then on Wednesday, he'll completely contradict himself with a straight face and act like everyone's supposed to understand what he's doing and see the logic in it. I feel like now you have to take everything he says with like a lot of skepticism.
A lot of skepticism, and you have to wonder, is he an habitual liar?
Yeah.
In addition to acting like a coward, I'm not saying he's a coward, but in 4 instances he acted like a coward. You have to wonder, is he an habitual liar? And I'll give you an example. He says, Trey wasn't at practice today. He was upset. We told him, let's take the day off. Take the day off and come back. Why should I believe that?
Right.
I'm not there. What? Yeah. Now, there are other scenarios. It could have been Trey said, screw you.
Yeah.
You loused me up from the day I was here. You were never in my corner. I'm out of here. Drop dead. It could have happened. I would have done that.
I'm inclined to think that's what would happen. Steve Young probably would have done that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Joe Montana would have done that.
Yeah.
So when Kyle puts a spin on it, and that's what he is spinning as fast as he can to take the stink out of what he did. It stinks. He's spinning as fast as he can. Why should I believe him about what happened between him and Trey Lance? He's not going to say anything that's going to make himself look bad. He's not going to be, I don't believe, he's not going to be honest. Iggy, he has gone down so much in my estimation. It's unbelievable. And listen, we haven't even gotten into yet how he's mishandled this whole thing with Trey Lance from day one.
Yeah, it's not just that he's poor at evaluating and developing quarterbacks. It's not just that he's not a real head coach and not a leader. It's that he's also a coward and a liar.
Well, let's soften it and say, in this instance, he appears to be a coward and a liar.
He's acting like a coward and a liar right now with the most important thing he's ever done with the organization.
That's right. It is the most important thing he's ever done. It had repercussions for 3 seasons, and Iggy, it's going to have repercussions for many more seasons. Oh, yeah. And it stands up there at the mic like, if you ask him about it, you're a moron.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. He's the Wizard of Oz. He's the guy, the man behind the curtain.
That's right.
Yeah,
he really is.